how traders are controlling the prices that we're all paying for things, right? And so what came up is a perfect example of that. And we're going to start with Bhutto urged UK government to intervene in energy market crisis. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is such a huge company. This is over in the UK, but I'm saying this is an example for all of us, to be honest with you. But they could meet with those top officials as markets dried up. What does that mean? Wow. But keep in mind, we're going to get into that. But keep in mind that governments across Europe provided aid at peak of crisis. The other thing I want you to remember is that when a government spends money, they're spending your tax dollars. Party argued that wholesale energy markets are not currently functioning in the ordinary efficient manner. Prevailing prices might not fairly reflect the underlying reality of supply and demand. Now, who do you think convoluted all of that? It's Wall Street. Every single asset, physical asset as well as intangible asset, doesn't matter, but everything has been turned into a trading vehicle. And that's who's guiding our prices. Trades in power and gas markets were drying up because available funds, so that's the money to grease the wheels, were locked up as collateral to protect against soaring prices. Banks, corporations, they like to hold collateral. They like to monetize it. They like to leverage it because that's how they make more money at your cost. In fact, wow, last year they saw profits rise 2,600%. Now, part of me wonders if that had anything to do with the inflation rate that the average Briton was dealing with, right? And the average American too. This isn't in your face. We typically don't want things to be in your face that they don't want us to know about. They'd rather hide it. But BPI made $566 million last year. That's up from $21 million. 560. I think they kept pace with inflation and they caused a bunch of it. But how did they do that? Let's see. Traders' tactics, which the companies have said were within the rules, involved indicating to the grid operator that the plants would turn off when supply was tight. Okay, so your blackouts, brownouts, I hope you're prepared, but only to demand record prices in a separate backup market not to switch off. And this was legal. Can I bring you back to 2008 when what happened was disgusting, vile, destroyed a lot of people's lives, but no one went to jail because it was legal. So, you and I don't read that little itty bitty fine print. We don't know really what the contract says, what the rules are until it's too late. That's when we know. In the past 5 years, the tactics by Vitol and other operators, they're all doing this, racked up a tab of at least 525 million pounds. So they made 566 the year before they made 21, but now they racked up a tab of 525 pounds. Out of the pockets of the public. Out of the pockets of the public. And taxpayers, because governments stepped in. But don't worry, because now that all that damage has been done, the regulator is clamping down on these controversial trading tactics. When did they become controversial? When their profit went up 2,600%, right? So now UK power traders will be banned from charging excessive prices. Do you believe that? We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. It targets off. I'm going back here a little bit. Okay, they target off-on tactic that added that $525 million to the bills, and the plan comes after energy crisis hiked British consumers' cost. Do you think that plan hiked their cost? Do you think that went into, by the way, inflation? And do you think it's only them? Think again. Everything, I don't care what it is. It's food, it's water, it's energy, it's secure. It's absolutely everything physical has been turned into a trading tool. Because that's who matters the most. Not you and I that go out and bust our butts and keep a roof over our heads and take care of our families. No, 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 no. It's those traders. They are far more important than you and I. So they're targeting the off-on tactic. Great. In other words, I'm going to shut this off, but here's this I'm going to leave on. I'm just going to charge you a whole lot more. That's what they're talking about, that off-on tactic. And plan comes after energy crisis hiked British consumers' costs. The regulator now plans to ban traders from offering excessive prices in the backup market. Geez, I got to say that this really seems like shades of Enron to me, because that's what Enron was doing, was manipulating the energy prices by switching it off over here and then going. So look, do I really think that this is going to be over and that they're not going to manipulate things for traders' benefits? Heck no. Did they not learn anything from Enron? And when was that? That was in the early 2000s. So I don't even know if some of the people watching even go, Enron? What's Enron? Search it. Do a search and you'll see. It was one of the biggest bankruptcies, one of the biggest scandals. And here, clearly, they're using the same tactics. So now by saying that that's going to change, do I really think it's going to change? No. But what I do think is that it was discovered. This tactic was discovered and people went up in arms and now they got to address it. Poor them. Poor them. And I'm being facetious. This is known as the balancing mechanism. Who does it balance? Not you or me, during periods in which they already said they didn't plan to generate. No, the whole thing was a plan. And it was a plan for them to make more money. Do you remember during 2008? Do you remember Goldman Sachs in particular calling their clients, their traders, calling their clients Muppets, and where their clients lost $1 trillion? Guess what? Goldman Sachs made $1 trillion. Is this not the same thing? They made $566 million, but it cost the consumer and taxpayers, because if the government went in to subsidize, that's taxpayer money, $525. And how much did they make last year? 21. You do the math. It's pretty darn close.